Good morning, country gamers. It's currently 6:50 in North Dakota on July 10th. Now, last week I played a little bit of Freedom Force, old computer game, wonderful old computer game. If you love 1960s Silver Age type comics, you gotta go up to Good Old Games, GOG.com, and pick yourself up a copy. I think that the normal price is $5, but if you keep an eye out, I got it on a sale for $1.24. Now, having said all that, and no, I'm not getting any advertisement income from doing that, but Good Old Games, if you want to. I made a comment about why I disappeared, and it would be a story for another day. Today is that day. Don't want to get too deep, but about 2 years ago, my wife got even sicker than she'd been for years and passed away. Between the illness and the passing away was a very difficult time for me. It took me months and months and months to just process. And if I'm being completely honest, I'm not always feeling like I'm completely over her passing to this day. 9 months later, my father passed away. Both of these made it so that I didn't want to be working on my channel. However, with the departure of my family members, I had to make some real decisions. And the fact is, nothing holds me in North Dakota on an interpersonal level. I've got some good acquaintances, a couple friends, some people I care about. But at the end of the day, the isolation of living in these small towns that on one hand I love, and on another hand can get kind of lonely, has started to affect me. Therefore, I have decided to move back to California. I'm hoping to be out of here in a couple weeks. Now, going on to the gaming stuff. That's why we're all here, right? Right. Okay. Miniature-wise, I have been working on a ton of projects over 2 years, including starting I think I'd started it before it disappeared, but my Imperial Knights force is now at about 2,500 points in Warhammer 10 terms. I went to a tournament the first week of 10th edition, came in 9th out of 12, I think, which of course is a huge disappointment to me. I mean, my position is 12 out of 12. We all know this. I'm there to make pew-pew sounds and roll some dice and chew bubblegum, but I normally forget the bubblegum. Now, the other thing I've been doing is I ran a Savage Worlds campaign, start to finish. It was based off of an old TSR basic level D&D, red box D&D module called In Search of Adventure. And I converted it, and it went fairly well. Until the players decided to take things off track. And with my moving, I decided, let's do a wrap-up. Let's finish this in grand style. Big, big battle. Forces of the undead attacking the forces of light. First round. The first round of the mass battle. Critical failure by the heroes. The army is routed. Total party kill, because last session, so why not? Kind of anticlimactic, honestly. But hey, that's how it goes. The other thing I've been working on diligently is they call it Adventure Guild, Savage Worlds Adventure Guild, or SWAG product, about making the generation of superheroes just a little bit quicker. So the birth of this project was many years ago for a different role-playing game. I created a group of generic superheroes. But one thing leads to another, and I have determined that my values and that company's values do not mesh together well. So I decided to convert those characters to Savage Worlds super setting when the new Superpowers Companion came out. So I started working on it, and I got to thinking, in Savage Worlds, superpowers are divided into 5 different power levels, from your pulp to your street to your standard to your worldwide to your galactic one. And I said, each of these characters was designed to be a generic plop it in type character if you're in a hurry or whatever. Why don't I expand that and do one for each power level? Or at least, evolve each one based on the power level. So I took the 8 and said, okay, I'm going to do each power level for the 8 I had. And I thought to myself, this is kind of a lot. Why don't I make this into a swag product? Okay? Well, if it's going to be a swag product, I want it to be a little more grandiose. And so I decided to upgrade it to 10 different power sets. I decided to break the characters off into basically 3 pieces. You would have your, what I'm calling the background. This is the basic foundation of the character. Then you'd have your superpower set, which at this point in my thinking, it would be 10 different power sets at 5 different power levels, so 50 sets total. And then 10 complication sets. Pretty simple system. You choose one background, you choose one power set, you choose one complication set, you're ready to go. Mechanically. And the only thing I really had to do is kind of make sure that the sets didn't conflict with each other. Okay, doing good. I start reaching out to the online community about it, and somebody suggests, why don't you put a random character generator? Well, 10, 10, 10, that's just roll a 10-sided die for each. Okay, no problem. Some gears go whirling, and somebody else makes a suggestion of using a deck of cards. Now, for those who do not know, Savage Worlds has a long history of using decks of cards for initiative, and one of the precursor games, a game called Deadlands, the original version, used cards for character generation. Okay, that's a good idea. I really need to go back and get so I can credit the individual. They knew I was working on a product. So, okay. Well, why don't we do 13 character sets? Or 13 backgrounds and 13 power sets. Okay. And 13 background sets. This works. Wait a second. Complications. Savage World, or Pinnacle Entertainment Group, the company that makes the Savage Worlds game, is releasing another edition of their Necessary Evil setting. A Necessary Evil is a superpowered game. It's a superhero game, basically. Except instead of playing the heroes, play the bad guys. Trying to save the world. In all honesty, it always reminded me just a little bit of Marvel Comics Thunderbolts. But it's a unique idea. One of my friends introduced it to me a while ago. Actually, I think it was a friend of a friend. I remember playing American Eagle. American Eagle was a surviving superhero who had to team up with villains. Good times. But if that's coming out, and really when I thought, maybe I should add a set of villain complications. And that I get kind of matured a little, and I went, not just for the necessary evil angle, but this could be very useful for GMs to create quick supervillains. The lesser Flash rogues or lesser Batman rogues type characters. So, as the project stands, okay, sorry about that, a minor bit of technical problems. So, back to what I was talking about. Been working on this thing, like I told y'all. You choose a background, you choose a power set. You should have talked to your GM to find out what power level. You're good to go. Now, you can see my basic layout. I've got an idea for a cover. It's going to be an homage, blatant ripoff of the Marvel Secret War cover that had Iron Man in the foreground with tons of heroes behind him. I'm calling this project 10,000 Supers. I will rename it. And I'm using some of the art I originally used on my website for those generic heroes. And I've created a few more, all via the Hero Machine website. Yes, it still works. You just need to download a emulator program for the Flash. Now, let's see here. What else can I say? The if you can read very carefully, you can see all the stuff that I've got. But I'll be bringing up a checklist in a minute. I'm hoping that people will find it useful. I'm planning on it being about $2, maybe $3. Now here's the various things that I've included. You can see that I've added different backgrounds, primary power sets, what I'm calling minor power sets. These are, the book goes into more detail, but basically you can reduce the overall primary power set by one level and add one of these to create a slightly different character. For instance, if I wanted to do, let's say, a certain winged wonder, I'd probably start with a soldier background. The primary power set would probably be warrior. And I would use the, where is it? I know it's in there. Animal control power set to, and I might still have to make an adjustment. I don't remember if the warrior set had flight or not, but I might have to add flight. But I'd be good to go. And then I would choose a heroic complication, maybe a mysterious stranger or strange visitor. And there we go. The character would be done. Check to make sure there's no conflicts because no system is perfect. Find a picture, slap a name on. Character done in 5 minutes. Okay. Some sets are reused. For instance, the heroic and villainous complications. The last 4 are the same. I kind of tried to divide things up so that you would have some choice in, if you wanted to do random, which type of die to use would create different things. For instance, the first 4 primary power sets are all super common in superhero settings, in my opinion. The next 2, and each 2 afterwards, become slightly less common. And then the last 4 take a better level of understanding and mastery of the system. Now, I know I bored you all. That's okay. I bored myself as well. Y'all have a good day and happy gaming.